10 passengers infected on a cruise ship off Japan. Thousands of people on board are tonight in lockdown as authorities race to prevent the deadly disease from taking hold.
The Diamond Princess, Yokohama Bay near Tokyo. Right now, a floating 5-star prison. 3,700 on board, all confined to their cabins after 10 passengers went down with the coronavirus. 2 of those are Australian. The moment the captain broke the news.
The length of the quarantine will be at least 14 days.
There are 243 Australians on the ship. 2 of them, Cairns couple Paul and Jackie Fidremuck, now facing a 2-week dose of cabin fever.
I think that is going to be a bit difficult. Eventually, we're okay now. It's only our 2nd day where we've kind of feeling that this could be, we're here for a long haul. I think it is going to get a little bit testing, obviously. But I don't know. What do? We could jump overboard, but it's a bit cold.
Paul and Jackie are lucky. They have a balcony.
There's helicopters flying all over the place. There's police and patrol boats circling the ship. There is news crews coming up to the ship trying to get interviews.
The outbreak on the ship takes the corona outbreak into new territory. Cruise ships can be the perfect breeding ground for bugs.
Stay within your system for 2 weeks before it shows its appearance. You know, so we could have it right now. We will not know.
Australians at risk on a ship in foreign waters. A whole new challenge for the government.
We are making inquiries about the welfare of other Australian passengers and any need for consular assistance.
The marble lobby is empty. The decks are near deserted. The Diamond Princess has lost its lustre.
What do you do? You know, I think I'd rather be here than Christmas Island.
It might be, but getting food to passengers is proving to be a problem.
We have not eaten since 7 p.m. last night, and it is 11:50 in the morning. I'm a diabetic and I'm insulin dependent. If I do not receive food soon, I will be in a diabetic coma, but it'll be too bloody late.
It's understood an infected passenger who flew in from Wuhan, China, boarded the ship without telling anyone he was from the epicentre of the virus.
And Mark's with me in the studio tonight. Mark, this story certainly has a long way to go.
Indeed, Peter. Japan's health minister says only 31 results have been returned. 3,700 on board. Fair bet there'll be more cases. And in breaking news, there are fears tonight a cruise ship, the World Dream, docked in Hong Kong, could have multiple cases, with 30 crew members reporting symptoms. Now, as for the latest plane load of Australians evacuated from Wuhan, they've made it as far as New Zealand, with a long night ahead of them.
It's just the first stage in a long journey to freedom. Daniel Wu Yang landing in Auckland a short time ago. The real estate agent from Roseville in Sydney was visiting his grandparents in Wuhan when the city was shut down. He'd wanted to make the first Qantas evacuation flight but missed the cut. This Air New Zealand flight, the next option.
And then once they're all gone, and then the Australians will be moved into that flight over there.
And this is what he left behind, deserted Wuhan streets, an empty airport, apart from the evacuees.
There's a lot of people. All these people were waiting to be evacuated.
On the flight, almost 200 people, including 23 Australian citizens, 12 permanent residents.
All the people now queuing up to go and get their boarding pass. I've definitely had my concerns and my thoughts holding me back from being on this flight, but in the end I just said, you know what, I have to do it. I had to get on this flight. I had to get home to my life, to my family over there as well. We just got our temperature checked. I passed through, not a problem.
Finally on board, this was not a full flight and not everyone was wearing a mask, including a flight attendant and child. From arrival at the airport to takeoff, 12 long hours. After an 11-hour flight from Wuhan to Auckland, the Australians will now have to travel another 7,500 kilometres to Christmas Island via Brisbane, a 10-hour trip. The detention centre has been criticised by some Australians already there. A friend sent Daniel a picture.
It's actually not a bad facility. they separate you family by family. So for me, if it's just myself, I suppose I'll have my own room for 14 days, have bed, have aircon.
24,500 people have now contracted the coronavirus, with the death toll edging ever closer to 500, almost all in China.
13 Australians have been confirmed with the virus. 3, thankfully, have cleared the virus and have now, after significant testing, been discharged.
The infected now includes an 8-year-old boy on the Gold Coast. He'd been travelling with 2 others in a tour group. By comparison, in Wuhan, queues for the local hospitals stretch for hundreds of metres. While in Macau, the world's gambling capital, the unthinkable, officials ordered all 41 casinos to close for 14 days to help stop the coronavirus spreading. But while the city at the centre of this crisis is shut down, Wuhan is already looking to the future with a tourism video.
别怕，再等一等，等这个城市重新按下播放键，